Today I aim to make a dust extractor or a bench dust extractor. Started off with just some very basic sketch of what I wanted to do, and then over here we have the fan that I'm going to use for the extraction. Bit of flex because it's 240 volts. Suggested switch, not sure if I'm going to use that one at the moment. Over here we've got the two pieces which I'm going to cut out the grill for the which holds the filter in place. Then marked out on here is the piece of board that's going to hold the fan, and then basically over here are the four sides of the box that's going to hold the fan. The only thing that's missing really is something to cover the motor extraction or the motor outlet at the back, just so fingers can't touch the fan blades. Job is to join the outside of the case together, and for this I'm going to be using PVA glue, air nailer, T-nails, and then I'm going to seal a bead inside with a hot melt glue gun so we don't get any air leakage. This is the case now assembled with a loose one of the sections of the filter just to check squareness. Now I'm going to put this to one side while I cut the filter holders and cutout for the motor. I've marked out the wood that's going to sandwich hold the filter media in place. I'm going to have 4 panels. I've allowed 20mm all around the outside and the 2 cross members which are about 10mm thick. Now I'm going to cut them out on the fret saw. Start cutting the front and back section of the filter so they're both exactly the same. Now set up on the fret saw to cut out the areas where the dust filter is going to go. Blower in place, light on for extra guide, and this is exactly one of the reasons why I'm making myself a dust extractor, because at the moment I'm going to have to wear a face mask to keep away from the dust. This is now the 2 cut out sections of the filter holder. Just got to cut out the motor mount now. This piece of wood is going to hold the fan. So you can see I've marked it all out by centering the wood, then putting the fan on, drawing round it, and then marking just inside so the fan actually sits onto the wood. And we've got the 2 lug sections either side, which you should see more clearly when it's cut out. This is the rear of the fan. You can see the little flanges where the screws are going to go, and this is my piece of wood all cut out now. As you can see if I zoom in, I've actually come in about 2mm all the way round, so the very thin part of the fan here can sit onto it, which I'll show you just laying it gently in. And yeah, there's the markings for the flange, and that's going to get screwed there, and that's how my fan is going to sit in the back of the box. Having let the box dry overnight so it's now nice and rigid, the first job is to fix the back part of the filter holder into the correct position, and then so the front one can then screw into the back section, squeezing the filter up. Then the next thing is the motor, fixing that in place. Originally my idea was the motor was going to sit be fixed at the back part of the box like so, but realised I'd never be able to get to the motor if in case of any problems. So I've now reversed it, and the box, or it will sit inside the box forward with the motor behind, easily getting to the cables and the screws should I need to adjust or repair the fan. I've now nailed and glued it in the rear filter holder and also the fan bracket, I suppose you could call it, or the part that holds the motor. And if you look just on the shiny parts around the bottom, I've added hot melt glue all the way around the joint on both the filter holder and the motor, so hopefully we should have nice pull all the way through of air. And you can see the way I've done it was I marked lines all the way round, which is the distance in plus half the thickness of the wood, and then using my little T-nails fired all the way around to get a nice strong hold. Switch is now fitted and wired in. Just need to put cable ties and tidy them up at the back, and then just decide what sort of grill at the back, just to be able to stop people from being able to touch the fan when it's rotating, and also getting to the underside of the switch. The next thing to do is to fit the filter medium, which for this I'm using a 9-ounce Lux Bond, which I brought from my local upholsterer. Pretty much the same sort of cell structure as the filters you can buy for the commercial machines. Make sure you have little cutouts where the screws to clamp the filter together is cut away, because this will wrap around the screws very badly. This is the filter box assembled. We now have the filter in place, so we'll give it a switch on, let the fan run up to speed, and just sprinkle a little bit of sawdust down. Don't know how well it's going to show on there, but it's pulling nicely up against the filter, as you can see there. This is now finished and assembled. Put the filter in place. I decided to go with the back by putting a panel all the way across the back and 2 side vents, as the fan actually vents out at 45 degrees at the back of the fan, so it goes quite happily out of these side vents. So there's the finished product.